I want to thank you for checking out another podcast of We Ain't Scared Talk, where we ain't scared. My name is A1, and the past few podcasts have been, I will say, very well thought out on my part. And I'm one who personally, I believe in preparation. I believe in taking some time to really understand what you're going to say and why you're going to say it. It doesn't matter what the topic is. That's just my personality and haven't always been that way. But I feel like the more prepared you are, the better and more cohesive and easy to understand the actual podcast or whatever you're discussing. And admittedly, this particular podcast, this was a surprise to me. And I say this without being dramatic or melodramatic. I had no plans on recording this. I literally, it is 5:30 a.m. right now. And I woke up with something in my spirit and on my mind, on my heart, and I just jumped up. And I have to record. That's what I was saying to myself. I have to record this. I have to. Because the events of the past, I will say, 2 years in particular. Let me just tell you the name of what is on my spirit: sex or murder. Sex or murder. And this, I believe, has been birthed out of the the global landscape, but in particular, the American society and our obsession with both sex and murder. Now, I have, if you could see these notes, it's chicken scratch. Normally I have, again, 3-4 pages, but let me just jump into this. And this stems from R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, the Hollywood male executives, police shootings, teachers raping students, white female teachers raping their male students, and black men, and we want to put that right beside black men being murdered in this country, and the outrage and how different the outrage is. On the one side, you have sex scandals. You have people involved in businesses of sex. And the outrage about that is enormous across the board. It is enormous. It screams and yells across TV, social media, every boardroom and bedroom. Screams. Everybody has an opinion. And they vocalize it. And this goes for people that normally don't say a word. But you let 400 years or systemic police brutality and murder of black men daily. And we cannot get the same response of, this is outrageous, this is terrible. And I get it. America has done a terrible job. I was going to say a good job of normalizing it, but a terrible job of normalizing it. And from what notes I did write, how come there's no Surviving America with 3Ks? How come Lifetime, Oprah on OWN, Tyler Perry, or whatever black outraged person on the side of the sex scandals that are so destructive to society that hashtags have to be created and TV shows? There's no Black Lives Matter documentary. That's not done by anybody. No TV network, no independent documentary. It's not being profiled at a film festival, South by Southwest. And there are hundreds of thousands of cases of black people murdered daily on the news, cell phones, police cams, police helicopters. And people can find, this is what's interesting to me. As soon as these sex scandals really reached a fever pitch, and I don't think we're at our apex yet, people on social media have become detectives. They have become detectives. If it was a sex scandal with a black man involved, they find these videotapes are coming out of nowhere. It's like people are digging in their attics, they're digging in their basements. And this is a little about R. Kelly. I found an old VHS tape. Who keeps VHS tapes? Where did you find this VHS tape? You at a Blockbuster? You have an old tape? I mean, where did you find this? And yet they present it, they come forward with it. But a black man dying, nobody's a detective on social media when a black man dies. Nobody. Those same people who are now, and this again, this is black, this is white, this is Asian, they all pile on sex scandals, tearing down black men. Let a black man die, nothing. Nothing. It is so infuriating. And at the same time, I understand sex. We're driven by sex. People don't want to admit it. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. We are driven by it. It is a I want to say trillion. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. Headlines, it's an easy headline. Sex scandal. Person rapes this. Person assaults that. Person takes advantage of. I understand. How come we can't get the same outrage? Police shoots, murders, unarmed. Black person 300 times, 100 times, 60 times, 10 times in the back while running away. Or with his hands handcuffed behind his back, sitting on the curb, or face down. Or 20 cops suffocate, choke, murder, kill Nobody's a detective. Oh, leave that to the police. Oh, well, maybe you should have been out there anyway. That is the, don't tell me where I can go and where I can't go. Don't tell me where I should be and where I shouldn't be. This is not Jim Crow, the 1960s, look. And the other layer to this, because I love identifying layers. Black people are at war with ourselves because of this. People have actually stopped talking to people. And not that I care, people unfriending me or saying, oh, I think you're off the, look, don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. Hit the unfriend button. I'm not living for likes. I'm living for truth. No matter what it looks like. The frenzied energy, and that's really what it is. It's frenzied. I mean, people are digging up stuff, finding things, and I'm happy, to be honest, on the one side, that some high-profile celebrities have decided, wait a second, hold on a minute. This propaganda has got to stop. Surviving R. Kelly, leaving Neverland. Bill Cosby, who should not be in jail. Should not. I don't care what anybody says. Now, on that, if you want to talk about outrage that should be on support, I heard one person say, for women who were allegedly drugged, they sure remember a lot. They remember a lot. We know what was going on. Everybody was popping pills in the 70s. Everybody in entertainment. And I'm sure Bill promised them, hey, I got you. And this is speaking to the sex part of this. I'll look out for you. Casting couch, I'm sure. And then he didn't follow through. And the other thing, and I said this, Bill slept with too many white women. He said he slept with too many white women. Nobody wants to say that, but it's true. I don't know what the number is, but I know Bill hit it. Should have hit it and quit it, but well, maybe he did, and that's why he's wrong. Bill had exposure. And I get it. But 40 years later? This is a problem? This is what's really going on. Those white women were trying to use Bill to get a check. That's the pattern. Bill knew they wanted to get a check. And he used sex to get what he wanted because he knew they wanted a check. So they're mad because they tried to use him, but he used what? Them. He used them. Those females thought that, and a lot of females do. They think their vagina is a cash register. And in some instances, it is. But they think, well, how could I not get what I want? How could I not get what I want? And then when they are spurned or they don't get what they want, they become vengeful. And all of a sudden, the recollections of 40 years ago become so clear. But let me not go too far down that rabbit hole. There's a war. That's where I'm really going. There's a war going on in America amongst ourselves. And black people, you've got to wake up. You cannot participate. You got to make sure solidarity. I repeat that, and I'll always say that. Solidarity, solidarity, solidarity. And you cannot get tired. Well, you can get tired, but you cannot give up. We've been fighting this war since we got to this country. And again, I want to see Surviving America. How about that for a documentary? And profile all the institutions, organizations, legal laws that were passed or implemented to oppress and suppress black people. Murder. This is this is real life. I was on the SPLC, was it Southern Poverty Law Center website yesterday. And I saw a page I'd never seen before. I'd never seen it before. And it listed the photographs and a 2-sentence description of how these people were murdered and killed by Klan and cops. By Klan and cops. And there was at least 100 photographs. I kept scrolling and scrolling. They were killed. These people, the cops, would walk onto a bus, a public bus, pull off the bus driver if he was black. And they would say, well, you look like this person that raped this white woman. And they would shoot this black man down in front of the passengers. In broad daylight, in the street. Not that there's any good place to die. That terror is what black people have to survive, since we want to use the word survive. And it kept going, and blackface after blackface. And in all fairness, there were maybe half a dozen white faces. That doesn't absolve white people of the hate and the brutality. But we're obsessed. We're more obsessed and outraged with sex scandals than murder of black people. And this is not a new refrain. I'm not saying anything new. I'm just now saying it to go on record. This is it's an epidemic on both sides. But I personally feel, and I mean this, if people were to come together in the same coordinated effort when a black man is murdered, I personally believe we could dramatically end or significantly reduce the current climate of hostility between law enforcement and black America. Because now we know what everybody's capable of. Let a black man rape or assault, and the people I never thought used a computer, people I never knew had a computer or it was online or internet, they created social media accounts. They're bringing everybody up to speed. This is happening. This is 2019. This is happening right now. And of course, now R. Kelly's got to go through, another trial of some sort. But look, leave Michael Jackson in the ground and leave him alone. Leave R. Kelly alone. Bill Cosby's got to do his 3 to 7. Leave him alone. And I'm not justifying rape or assault. I always have to qualify that. That's upsetting. So are you saying rape is second to murder? Or murder is second to rape? Look. It's all bad. How about that? Just bring the same energy to both. I think that's what bring the same energy to both. And I'm certain that if I delve deep into it and really put some thought, there's some psychological something that America just does not want black men. One, they don't want us around, alive, and they definitely don't want us having sex for whatever reason, but it's in particular sex without it being monitored or sex with white women. And that, I'm telling you, that goes back to something from slavery, of this monitoring, Jim Crow, directing, preventing, keeping from. You can do this, but you can't do that. You can do this, but you can't do that. White folks have gotten so used to telling black folks what we can't do, they don't even realize I can do what I want. America has gotten so used to that, they think that they have to be our babysitter. I don't need you to be my babysitter. I need you to get out of my way. And when something happens to me, how about be outraged the way you want me to be outraged for you? Well, again, this was not a pre-planned, prepared anything. It was strictly, this has got to come out. Sex or murder? Now, personally, if someone dies, obviously they can't have sex, right? Do something other than just pile on when it's a sex scandal. When a black person dies, I really, or is murdered by police, or in America, where it's lynchings, or again, murder by cop, whatever, please be equally outraged. And I'm hopeful, even though I know it's not going to happen, that at some point, Surviving America, the documentary, will hit the TV screens. Because I, for one, will watch no matter how many nights it's on. Well, those are my thoughts. I appreciate your time. You got some good food for thought as usual. My name is A1. And we ain't scared.